Let's do a Zenio game. We'll do Zenio versus SkyGrace. I don't know who SkyGrace is, but I feel like doing a Zenio game versus SkyGrace. I said that already, didn't I? Go away. So we've got ourselves a ZVT SkyGrace, the Terran. This is Cloud Kingdom, ESV Cloud Kingdom, the new ladder map added, I believe. I'm trying to remember if I know that this game was added to the GSL map pool, or this map was added to the map pool in GSL. I think it was about the same time that it was added to the ladder pool. ESV had been being used in the Korean weeklies on ESV TV. I think I saw a couple games on the Korean weekly tournaments on this map, Cloud Kingdom. So, in the upper right, of course, the red Zerg, LiquidZenio. In the bottom left, we have SkyGrace, blue Terran. So LiquidZenio just came over to Liquid. Well, I say just. I want to say he came over to Liquid a month or two ago from OGS. Similar to Hero, Zenio had been a Codes stalwart. Hadn't really done anything too particularly impressive or spectacular in Codes. He was one of those solid players that was on the cusp of Codes. I think a couple times he dropped down to Code A, maybe. I don't remember. But he did make a nice run and has been showing some great form the past month or two, especially since being sent over to Liquid and joining forces, the Korean Liquids of Hero and Zenio in the team leagues. And in case anybody, spoiler alert here, Team Liquid did win the NSATL against Mouse Sports. So anyone that was interested in that, Team Liquid, very much a very strong team. LiquidZenio going for the 15 hatch against, he sees A barracks, no gas. There's the gas, late gas from the Terran, very late gas. That's interesting. I'm wondering what SkyGrace is actually planning on doing here. Interesting, very interesting. There goes the spawning pool, of course, for LiquidZenio. Got his Overlord placed here. Looks like he's scouting a little bit for anything proxy. SkyGrace is going to try and get down a bunker. It looks like he wants to at least force Zenio into doing some work. And a little trick, by the way, you can shift attack Q on like a building's SCV, and the worker or anything, the worker normally, or I guess Zealot or Zerglings, will follow. Whoa, Zenio, why you pull so many drones? Okay, and what will happen is that attacking worker will follow the SCV, so you don't have to have that awkward 5 to 10 second pause where the SCV goes across the building and you're stuck having no ability to, you know, actually do anything. So right there, LiquidZenio, seeing the reactor, got to think that SkyGrace is kind of, in a way, trying to show him that as that Marine goes down. The barracks, or yeah, the bunker gets cancelled, so no bunker rush. May have just been a false push anyway, more just to get Zenio to try and build Zerglings, and Zenio did build 5 Zerglings, or 6 Zerglings. It looks like he lost one. Oh, there's the 6th one, sorry, he did not lose one. So he didn't lose anything. Zenio going to put down a spine crawler, it looks like. Yep, there that is. And it's interesting, very interesting. The triple command center coming from SkyGrace. Hero has done this a couple times, or not Hero. MMA has done this a couple times, I think. MVP. It's becoming more and more popular against Zergs. Because it allows you to get up even more SCVs. You can well, I don't want to say almost keep up. You can almost keep up. You can kind of keep up in a way with drones. Drone count. You can also, it just gives you extra mules so that you get more minerals faster. It'll be interesting to see, especially since this barracks went looking for an Overlord. A lot of times Zerg like to put the Overlords here so that they can watch to see when the Terran or Protoss, I guess even, or other Zerg will take their natural, and it's out of vision of the Marines on the low ground. Here comes some Hellions now. One command center is going to go down. another spine crawler being made. That spine crawler going out. Looks like metabolic boost is finally on its way now at the 640 mark. Interesting. Only one gas up. And looks like Zenio just put 3 drones back in it. There's another gas, and nope, he's just going to take one at his natural. So 4 Hellions now out on the field. And this is interesting. And this, yep, there we go. That 3 orbital command center build. The Queen chasing the Hellions down. That Hellion's almost dead. This is interesting. It's staggered. I don't. Oh, okay, never mind. See, now Zenio has to keep his Zerglings back. Because if SkyGrace wants to swing around, he's only going to have to get past 1 spine crawler as opposed to 2, so that's why these Zerglings are hanging back there. So really well done. SkyGrace looks like he's going to start walling off his natural with supply depots. He's got a bunker behind it in case of, I guess, a Baneling bust. Stim on its way, Siege Mode also on its way, and another 2 barracks, 1 on a reactor is coming down. So it looks like we're having standard Marine tank play from SkyGrace against LiquidZenio. Zenio's speed just finished up. Here you can actually see their names and their numbers. Zenio doing a very good job keeping his energy down. Another hatch on the way. The lair is just about to finish. Baneling Nest on the way, +1 armor, or +1 melee attack, also on its way down for LiquidZenio. Zenio also has taken all 4 gases. He's got a couple of extra. He's got a good number of queens out on the field. He's also got 2 banelings on the way. First siege tank is out for SkyGrace. Siege tech just about to finish. Overseer entering the base. Down goes a missile turret as in response. 3 more barracks on the way. You got to think that in a second here, probably soon, that Overseer is going to get taken out. That +1 armor really helpful, and it does go down. So Zenio right there almost finds himself, but these Hellions have found the 3rd hatchery of Zenio. Here come the Zerglings and a pair of Banelings. Not microed. They get surrounded. They are stuck. And good job by Zenio. Well, I don't think he meant to. I don't think he wanted to. He almost seemingly used one of his Banelings on the Hellions, which were going to die anyway. I don't think that would have been a smart idea. So he was able to hold that off. 3rd base going down. Here is the Spire. See, 1 missile turret. Now 2 more missile turrets, and that's it. It looks like we're going to have a push here. The Terran push looks like, well, it's not going to be right before the Spire finishes. It's going to be as it finishes. +1 research right away. As well as, let's see, I'm guessing some mutas. Not a lot of mutas, only about, I want to say, looks like 4 or 5 mutas being made right now. 16 Zerglings and 2 Banelings up against 15 Marines, 20 Marines and 2 siege tanks. Well, if SkyGrace can control this correctly, he's also taking his 3rd base, that 3rd orbital he had made earlier in the game for extra mules and SCV production, now being placed down in order for him to take his 3rd as he makes this push. Really well done. He's going to have to siege up, though, with the great creep spread. I got to say, I've been very impressed with the creep spread from Zenio. It has really, really helped out. And that is not enough Mutalisks, more Banelings being morphed. And SkyGrace is going to make a good decision here and fall back. He's forced Zenio to make more units, spend more money on Banelings instead of Mutalisks, as well as the Zerglings and supply as well. So a good decision there by SkyGrace to fall back. Knew that he wasn't able to push through and take that 3rd. And it looks like he's also, interesting style here, the wall-off is similar to the way Protosses wall off when they forge fast expand on wide open maps, it looks like, where they have to use their nexus as part of the wall off. So Zenio going to be taking his 4th out here, and the creep spread is insane. I think I mentioned that. It was insane, and that is a plus to Zenio getting out those Hellions, not Hellions, Queens, seemingly to battle the Hellions, and it's those 2 Queens right there, and they have been spreading the creep like mad women. And it's really paying off. It's going to be really tough for SkyGrace to make any sort of push without having Zenio know about it, and just completely and sieging up and having to leapfrog tanks. It's really a pain when you have to do that on creep so far away from your opponent's base, because it leaves you vulnerable that if you make a mistake, or if your opponent decides to attack when you're unsieged, you're in some trouble. Zenio, ooh, I thought he was going to go for a counterattack. He is going to go for a counterattack up here with his 12 Mutalisks, but there are a quad of Marines in that bunker. Here come the Zerglings as well. A couple of Banelings going to go after the SCVs. They don't get a lot of SCVs. That one's going to... Look at that Baneling. Oh, that Baneling looked like a good hit, but it wasn't going to be in the... Oh. Zenio retreats. A lot more Banelings on the way. I think SkyGrace has to push. He's got to force... Oh, no. Oh, Zenio, you're Mutalist. Oh. Sacrifice the Marines. Raise the supply depot. Raise the supply depot. Oh god, the pain. Oh man, I'm a Terran. It hurts. And up here, the push by SkyGrace. Zenio is going to retreat. It looks like SkyGrace able to hold off, spreading out his Marines as SkyGrace very well. And that third is definitely going to go down. So is the fifth of Zenio. I don't know how many drones were involved in the massacre there. And it looks like a bunch of Zerglings are going to pop and run away. 1-1 upgrades and 1-1 upgrades. No upgrades on the siege tanks yet for SkyGrace, whereas Zenio has +1, almost has the armor upgrade for the Mutalisks. And that is a lot of Zerglings and Banelings. So looking to clean out some of the creep here so that he can push his way forward. He's got a solid position here. He's going to push forward now. I don't know how he knew. He might have scanned and saw that the army was just not there for Zenio. It certainly isn't over with yet. +2 Carapace is almost done for the Zerglings. Very nice. Good surround right there. Look at the Zerglings getting in. Those Banelings have to be used on the Marines, though. Good splitting, solid splitting, but that's not going to be enough. This is going to get cleaned up by Zenio. Nicely done. Now, I say cleaned up. You may be asking why I say it's been cleaned up. That's easily because of the fact that the Zerg has the chance to remake their units much faster and reinforce so much faster than the Terran does. And look at SkyGrace, a good push. Boy, he's going to make a push here against this base. I think that's a bad idea. I think Zenio, I don't think he's got enough siege tanks or Marines. And, well, now, never mind. Now he does. Now he certainly has enough. Another command center going down. He's able to mine from this third. Doesn't have a lot of SCVs there, though. He's got most of his SCVs at his natural. I'd like to see him... He's going to run out of minerals soon here if he's not careful. He really is. And I think that SkyGrace should use this right here. No, Zenio's going to let it go. Zenio is going to let it die. He does have this base in the bottom right, and he's going to go for a counterattack at the third of the Terran. Off goes a scan. Terran army, even with stimmed Marines and medevacs, can be kind of immobile at times because of how you have to be careful when you don't siege. And there's nothing at this third of SkyGrace to defend. And here comes Zerglings and some Banelings. Ooh, siege tanks are in good position though, taking out most of the Banelings. The Marines all live. Great counterattack though. I thought that they were going to attack the third, taking out a majority of the siege tanks. Zenio though is very much way behind, and a drop's going to come into the natural. Oh boy, here are the infestors. Didn't even see that major infestor tech switch coming up here. They do have their gland upgrades that allows them to cast fungal as soon as they pop, and there's the fungal growth. Chain fungals going on here. And down goes that. Great job by Zenio. He did use up a lot of energy on those infestors, so they're going to be useless for a while pretty much. But he does hold off, does an excellent job. I don't know how that Marine got back here. But he does have 4 kills and now 5. 4 kills, Is he gonna get 5? Is he gonna get 5? Is he gonna get 5? I don't know what he's shooting at. He has damaged like tons of drones, but he's not going to live much longer. By the way, 2-2 for both players, and the Greater Spire is on the way. So is that's another. I thought maybe that was another Spire for upgrades, but the Hive is done, and Infestor, Ling, Baneling army. There's 8 Marines. They're not going to be happy about the fact that they were sent out in front because they are going to die. Oh, good focus fire. You see the first splash tanks attack of the tanks went on the Banelings. That was excellent focus fire. Great micro to keep his Marines alive. Those Infestors. Zenio, though, I see a lot of Zergs struggle sometimes keeping their Infestors alive in those battles because their Infestors run up in front, especially if they don't have any energy. And, ooh, that one just died. That one split into pieces. Chunky. A lot of them seem to run up forward into range of tanks or even Marines and die. Look at that split by SkyGrace. I have to think that this is not some random Terran Korean ladder player. I gotta think SkyGrace those splits were insane. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him split. It's nuts. He's setting up the siege here. He's sending Marines in with a medevac for support to attack this upper left-hand corner. Look at it all. It's insane. He's finally taking his 4th. This 3rd he still hasn't touched this 3rd geyser, or that geyser pretty much, by the way. Zenio's in some trouble here. He's got a lot of Zerglings still up, some Banelings, some Infestors. He's gonna he's not gonna save this base, and SkyGrace is gonna pick up and get away. So SkyGrace is gonna take 2 bases in the same push, lose very little to no units, and now he's cut off Zenio's main army from the rest of his base, and Zenio knows it. He's got to get out of there. Down goes into 2 Infestors. Those are big losses, by the way. Those were Infestors that had a fungal, if not 2 on them. Marines all over the place with a medevac for health so that he can stim whenever he wants. This is impressive play right now by SkyGrace. He is on multiple fronts, and LiquidZenio has not had any sort of chance to do anything in the way of getting out Broodlords because he's had to spend it all on Banelings and Lings and even Infestors to keep himself alive against this push by SkyGrace. SkyGrace now at 3-3 for his Marines. Only 2-2 for LiquidZenio. 3-3 is on the way. Armor is going to finish first. He's also, let's see. And Viking, SkyGrace sees the Greater Spire, knows that. Oh, Ultralisks. I was just about to say that I would like to see Zenio go for Ultralisks because I think that that's going to be the way for him to do it. He has not gotten the adrenal gland upgrades. He's really got to get the adrenal gland upgrades, in my opinion, if he's going to stay on Zerglings for this long. And in come the Ultralisks, and the Zerglings from behind to get the siege tanks. Banelings blowing up on the siege tanks. Not great control from Zenio, but he has just too much great surround. And he is going to pull this off and hold, although he does once again lose his 3rd. His remade 4th is back up. A drop at the bottom right-hand corner takes out most of what's left of Zenio. This game is awfully close. If there's one problem with with SkyGrace's play so far, in my opinion, it is that he just has not been expanding and taking advantage. He's all over the map. He's kept Zenio on his heels, and yet he still only has 4 bases, and he's barely even saturated at... Oh, now he's saturated at this one. Oversaturated. He's barely saturated now. He's basically left on 2 bases. Zenio is still in this. Especially, like I said, that Ultralisk tech switch, very good, especially with 3-3 close on the way. I'd like to see adrenal glands, though, if he could. Scanning, doing an excellent job scanning to see where exactly Zenio's forces are, where his bases are, if he's retaking bases, so on and so forth. Zenio, again, retaking again here, too. Zenio is really, I mean, he's long-distance mining. He's mined out his main and natural, same as SkyGrace. SkyGrace has done a great job, and here come the transfuses. A good siege line set up here, especially with the planetary fortress. You're not going to break that without either a large number of Ultralisks or Broodlords, pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see. This SCV is attempting to kill Larva, which is funny. No, the SCV did not get the kills, in case you were wondering. The SCV, as soon as Larva is off creep, they do die instantly, which is an interesting thing that I didn't know for a long time until I played Zerg. So this Marine just hanging out here to take out, to make certain that Zenio doesn't expand into no, and he does another drop at the 4th, and he's going to pick up each and every single Marine, and he's going to go, oh, he's just going to sit there and make Zenio worry about it. That's a smart move. That's one of those things about drops, Protoss or Zergs. What you want to do, and this group of Marines is going to take out this expansion as well. Zenio running away. Zenio is just, his economy is in shambles. SkyGrace is maxed. SkyGrace's economy is also struggling. Great micro. He fits those Marines in there, and they're doing way more damage than they should, thanks to that small choke point. And this medevac is still alive, burying 2 Zerglings there. Another command center on the way for SkyGrace, who might want to hotkey that one to start using some scans or maybe some mules. And a double drop, dual drop, 15 Marines. The drones are going back to mining actually. And those 4 now, oh boy, Zenio up to 4 Ultralisks. He also now has Corruptors out on the field, and that's big. Not only are you going to now be able to clean up any drops like that, oh my goodness, SkyGrace once again pushing with another drop, taking out another hatchery, this time again at the 3rd, and he's killing more drones. And you know, he might actually be able to get with this micro, he might actually be able to get this hatchery. No, he's not, but he does pick up and get out of there. And here comes a big push. Oh, the tanks aren't teaching. Massive fungal growths all over. Those were the best fungal growths that you could ask for. The Marines just melt to the Ultralisks and the fungal growth, but they're not going to be... Oh, here come 3 more Ultralisks, and it's going to be enough. SkyGrace's army gets... That was incredible. Those fungal growths, you hear perfect force fields, you hear perfect fungal growths. 2 fungal growths on all of those Marines. Just incredible. That was... Without that, that's either an even trade, which would be a problem because Zenio keeps having to rebuild his bases, or SkyGrace just would have absolutely crushed through that. So another army, another SkyGrace push coming here, and the bottom right-hand corner of the map, here come the Ultralisks and Infestors. That Ultralisk is basically dead unless he gets transfused. You have the energy transfused, Zenio! Oh, that Ultralisk got confused. Confused and transfused. So it looks like SkyGrace has just been excellent setting up his positions. This has been an incredible game with the way that they have both been playing. SkyGrace using... Oh, that was okay. SkyGrace using impeccable positioning and micro to do damage with his Marines and siege tanks against Zenio's army. Zenio has been impressive with his splits. And by splits I mean basically attacking from multiple directions, not only coming from one area, allowing the siege tanks to do their damage. It's just been impressive to watch. I wish more Zergs played the way Zenio's playing against Terrans, because I mean, SkyGrace is playing out of his mind with all of the killing all these hatcheries and doing all this damage. The macro maybe a little bit suspect, but still impressive nonetheless with everything going that he's been doing. I just have to say, Zenio has been right there with him the entire game. Again, adrenal glands. Get adrenal glands. It makes Zerglings so much better. Zerglings go from being, you know, cannon fodder slash surround. I don't want to say surround tactics. I don't know. Slash things you use to surround, and they become killers. I mean, Zerglings then can almost go toe-to-toe with Marines if you get a surround, and your opponent's not microing. And Zenio doing a great job keeping up his creep spread, and 2 Thors out on the field. That's interesting. Thors do not do well against Broodlords. I have to think that the Thors are much more... And that hatch dies not cancelled. That's a big loss of minerals, actually, considering that Zenio has been struggling this entire game to keep a base up. It does look like SkyGrace is preparing to take this expansion here. He's going to have to scan and take out those Zerglings. He's also trying to take out... I'm thinking he's trying to get into position so he can take this expansion as well as take out these 2 bases of Zenio. And there are the scans to see what exactly is going on. 5 Infestors, almost full energy, and that wow, that I wasn't not even paying attention. That command center was mining for a little while and goes down. And that medevac drop full of Marines also goes down. Zenio is on his game. Like I said, although that hatch is going to die really quickly from the high ground. And, oh, I thought maybe Zenio was going to go for a counterattack, but instead he is gearing up, I think, to go head-to-head with SkyGrace's army. SkyGrace still trying to drop. I really don't know about that thought process unless he wanted to go try and snipe tech. That's the only reason why I would think that he should be dropping right now. And Zenio, oh boy, I think Zenio's a little stuck here. He doesn't know whether or not to counterattack or push, yeah, to counterattack or to go defend his base. This is basically out of minerals, so economy-wise, that's not too important, but it opens up a path to dropping up into the main, and a base trade or situation may incur. Great job. Here's this split I'm talking about. He's going to attack from both sides against SkyGrace's army. SkyGrace, though, is prepared for it. He's even sieged tanks in the back here. This has been incredible gameplay by both players so far. It's a shame one of them has to lose, but one of them does. I think Zenio, fungal growths go down on the Vikings. Vikings versus Corruptors, and just absolutely rolling through it is the ground army of Zenio. Wow. That was not even all that close. The Vikings, all the Corruptors do die. Nothing's left to shoot up, though, so the Vikings live, as do the medevacs. But there's a problem. 5 siege tanks, and not that many Marines are left. Oh, never mind. There are Marines left. There's the drop, and all of a sudden what I was saying was maybe wasn't such a good idea drop-wise. It is a good idea. Oh, look at that. He's going to go like he's going to either hang out there or drop it to natural, and he's going to come back. Oh, you so smart, SkyGrace. You so smart. Why you so good? More drones die. Oh, is he going to sacrifice? Well, now they're stuck there. Fungal growth there. I don't know what those SCVs were doing. Here come more command centers. That's interesting. This command center did finish becoming an orbital planetary fortress, transfusing his Ultralisks. These Ultralisks are not just any Ultralisks. They are baller Ultralisks. One with 6 kills, one with 10. More Corruptors out on the field. I'm very interested that Zenio has been making Corruptors, because I don't think he does not have the economy or the gas. He's stuck at 1 gas and just barely sieged in time, but the fungal on the most of those Marines. Banelings hit him as well. Well done. Zenio, I think, Zenio may... Oh, good pickup by SkyGrace to escape with those Marines. And buried Zergling, the bane of Terran's existence. Zenio very much in trouble here, though. He has limited drones. Well, let's see. Yeah, I mean, he has limited drones. There's no lie there. This game has been too action-packed. No, stop it. Stop pushing. I need a break. Zerglings streaming in are going to kill off these Marines. I gotta think with medevac support, but they do get picked up, and jeez. They killed 2 queens. The 2 queens that have been spreading creep the entire game. Here comes another push up to this upper left to take out this base. He is going to get surrounded by the Ultralisks, though. That's just scary. That's scary how impressive that is. Oh, is he going to get it? He's going to get the base. No, he's not. It's got 9 hit points left. The micro was just perfect to try and get that base, but he saved it. Zenio able to save it, and that might be the game turner right there. Wow, that was something else. I gotta say, that was really smart of SkyGrace too. He knew he couldn't win it. He wanted to take out the army. He moved his siege tanks back so as to allow... Oh, and another nice fungal growth right there. And his Marines just get eaten up by the Ultralisks. Ultralisks are really good. I mean, they're quite good. I don't know why Zergs hate to use them. They seem pretty good to me. I mean, yes, in conjunct with... Oh, he dropped... he dropped the Vikings. He had them go into ground mode to do more harassment. SkyGrace has been all over the place. I have to bring up the APM. Wow, they've both been all over the place. That's by the way, that's the APM. I think that's normal. That's the APM It's the EPM and then the APM. This is Blizzard's APM, and they're both around 150. The EPM, which is what normally it is even higher. That's nuts. Both these players, bit of a lull here. Both players under 100 food. SkyGrace has really been struggling. I gotta say, I don't know. I gotta say, as a Terran, I gotta say maybe trying to sprinkle in more Marauders. And this drop is not gonna get cleaned up. In fact, those Zerglings are gonna die really quickly. That base is gonna die. Still no adrenal glands. It hurts. It's painful to me. It's painful. Scanning to check to see where the army is, whether or not he should pick up and go, or if he should actually kill it. Oh, the medevac's gonna get taken out right after the siege, the whatever you call it, the hatchery. Sorry, goes down. And the Marines are also going to die. They may get them. Oh, my goodness. Zenio, you are a lucky fool. How did that hatchery die? Anyway, Ultralisk with 20 kills had a hit point left. That's insane. And this command center is going to get killed before it can become a planetary fortress. That's unfortunate. Oh, and the fungal growths, nicely done. And SkyGrace is going to GG out. That was well done. That was the end. Especially with Ultralisk bearing down his front. Whew. That game was all over the place. That was nuts. That was impressive play from both players. SkyGrace played very well. His Marine splits were excellent, splitting all over the place. He was everywhere at times. Zenio, though, just when Zenio had to attack an entrenched Terran position, which no Zerg likes to do, Zenio made it look easy. He really did. That was beautiful. That was inspired Zerg play, I have to say. And just while it looked like Zenio was being starved of minerals, SkyGrace himself I just don't think that he took enough advantage of the fact that he had Zenio back on his heels defending at multiple positions throughout the map, and that SkyGrace did not expand enough, and that the Ultralisks, without some sort of tech switch to Marauders, as soon as those Ultralisks popped, you know, that was a great decision by Zenio. The scan had revealed the Greater Spire to SkyGrace. He'd started making Vikings. Instead, he made Ultralisks, which Vikings are not very good against, in case you didn't know.